evening at 6 o'clock on Saturday, January 28th, 2017. Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight for the English edition of Aura News, where we bring you today's top stories translated into English every weeknight. Yesterday, the Minister of Environment, who is also a member of the Socialist Movement for Integration, was interviewed on Aura News, where he commented on the state police, saying, "I would like to call on the state police to not go in the wrong direction. The right direction is to maintain order. We are being shamed in Europe with the quantity of cannabis planted in our territory. The duty of the police is to prevent crimes, but it is not preventing the planting of cannabis. Our police officers are being paid by Albanian taxpayers. Those police officers who cooperate with cannabis cultivators will be held legally responsible. Also, the game that has begun to frame state police with pressure will get the deserved answer," declared the minister. Meanwhile, the Socialist Movement for Integration MP, Vanjel Tavo, also spoke against state police, saying state police officers are making efforts to impact the electoral process in Gjirokastër. "I have not made it public because I have thought that the efforts of the Gjirokastër police are not related to the Socialist Party. I cannot believe this. Right now, I will verify this. I will not only make it public, but I would call it alarming. As part of this coalition, I would sincerely ask the Minister of Interior to intervene, because it is not the state police director's duty to deal with politics," declared the SMI MP. Despite the accusations of the SMI officials against the state police, the SMI chairman, Mr. Ilir Meta, asked the president to gather the National Council of Security over both the drug situation and the failure to arrest Clement Balili, the so-called Baron of the Balkans. Edi Rama responded today to the SMI's accusations against the state police by posting the results of the European Commission's Index of Confidence on his social Facebook account, noting that the state police ranked as the most trustworthy institution. After a survey conducted a few months ago by the European Commission, the state police are confirmed as the most trustworthy institution of Albania on the Index of Confidence in Institutions, wrote the Prime Minister. Democratic Party Chairman Lulzam Basha has held several meetings with some of the top officials of the German Bundestag, including the chairman of the European Affairs, Günther Kraichbaum, chairman of the Economy and Energy Commission, Andreas Lamel, chairman of the Committee for Crisis Prevention, Thorsten Frey, and political advisor to the CDU-CSU parliamentary majority, Hans Flensky. The main topic of discussion was fulfilling conditions to begin negotiations. Senior German politicians reaffirmed the Bundestag's clear position that it expects concrete and tangible results in the fight against organized crime and drugs, the decriminalization of politics, the implementation of the judicial reform, and holding free and fair elections in order for the Bundestag to vote in favor of opening negotiations with Albania. Mr. Basha said that these priorities are vital not only for Albania's integration, but also for the fate of the Albanian citizens who are forced to migrate for a better future. Mr. Basha told the German officials that it's time for Albania to overcome the cycle of crisis and repeated failures and begin a normal course of development that will turn Albania into a worthy European country. At the end, Mr. Basha shared his vision and his alternative for an economic and political transformation of the country. He stressed that free and fair elections are the first step on this path. The German parliamentarians once again reaffirmed their support for Albania's development and its integration into Europe. They emphasized their expectation that Albania will quickly embrace the path of change. The Minister of Internal Affairs, Samir Tahiri, is on an official visit to Kosovo, accompanied by the chairman of the Security Commission and some members of the Commission, who will discuss a security action plan involving both countries. The Minister of Interior held a meeting with his Kosovar counterpart, and after the meeting, they gave a joint press conference, during which he commented on warrant orders issued by Serbia. "During my meetings, I have discussed Kosovo's membership in Interpol, something that would resolve such issues. I think it is an issue of procedures, but it remains an issue that needs to be addressed through Interpol procedures. For this reason, I have asked Interpol to verify the arrest warrants and not to further consider any warrant order as they did with the former Prime Minister of Kosovo. On the other side, we strongly believe in dialogue. I believe that trust in Kosovar institutions is needed for dialogue and stability in the region, declared the Minister of Interior, praising the bilateral cooperation between the law enforcement agencies of both countries, particularly the cooperation against border crime. Mr. Tahiri also held a meeting with the President of Kosovo, during which they highlighted the importance of constructive solutions to the issues. Only a few days before the communism files are to be publicized, the former director of the State Archives declared that a considerable number of files are missing, specifically the files for the period between the fall of Berlin Wall until 1992. In an exclusive interview for Ora News, the former director of the State Archives said that only a few communism period files are there now compared to the high volume of files belonging to that period. According to the former director, opening all the files will be a difficulty as the authority will have to deal with thousands of written pages. However, he considers opening the communism files as a process our country delayed too long. Furthermore, the former director showed that 1 in 3 citizens during those times had a file prepared by the former security service. The authority for opening the files began its work, opening the first file on January 25th, and it will be publicized on February 10th. The newest party is named the Popular Alliance for Justice and has set its objective as protecting the rights of the formerly prosecuted politicians. The founder of this newest formation joins the political specter, saying that the formerly persecuted have not been represented for 26 years and that their cause has been misused by other political parties. The founder added that the alliance will cooperate with any association of the formerly politically persecuted in order to fairly represent their causes, and vowed that he will fight for laws that guarantee the rights for the formerly persecuted. Public transport operators in Tirana will now have a scoring system to check their capability of meeting conditions for a normal ride. In the case an operator is frequently fined, their licenses will be removed. Tirana's mayor, Ariane Vellier, said that any breach of contract will result in penalties, which apart from financial value will also reduce their operator assessment score points. The mayor also spoke of a blacklist, saying that when an operator is put on the blacklist, companies will know they are disregarding the rules for a safe and quality transport, and the operator will be denied access to the service sector of Tirana. The mayor announced the scoring system from the annual meeting for the Agency for Consumers Protection Analysis. The mayor also praised the commitment of the agency for its commitment to treating and sterilizing stray animals. That's all for our English edition this evening. Please join us again Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. for your local news in English. My name is Mari, and on behalf of Ora News, thank you and good night.